Today we're going to be talking about Vrillium, who's a self-obsessed, openly subversive, communist liar. This isn't going to be your generic video where we just laugh at the fact that he got caught cross-dressing a couple of years ago, or about how much the Groypers hate this guy. No. I wouldn't care about his past if he genuinely changed as a person, but I do have a problem with who he is today. To understand what I'm talking about, I'm going to cover his career and past, demonstrate how he's a compulsive liar, and finally, go over his channel's agenda. Which, spoiler alert, he's literally advocating for leftist communist dictatorship. Also, everything in this video was researched by Rhetorically Defective. He's a good friend of the channel who's been keeping an eye on Vrillium for months. The majority of this video's information comes directly from him. I simply condensed what he found into this video for you.
Hi! I will be your invasive inquisitor.
Let's start at the beginning. His online career is actually very intriguing because he initially became successful through Instagram Reels. Then, he became a locale after being exposed for cross-dressing prior to his online career and openly posting to the public nudes of himself. Not even leaked DMs, these are just posted online for everybody to see. Obviously, I won't be showing them to you, but here's a creative illustration. And despite being brandished a locale by people on the right, he continued to post on YouTube and has gained over 140,000 subscribers over the course of just 5 months. That is insane growth for anybody, much less somebody who is branded a lolcow by the people he was trying to appeal to. I've never seen anything like this happen before. Initially, he covered Indian history, Indian immigration, and also Brazilian influence in Western politics. And it wasn't bad content. I personally really liked it. Back then, he even inspired one of my videos called Why Leftist Midwits Use Cartoons as Arguments. I literally gave him a shout out when he was only 7,000 subscribers. And to be frank with y'all, I did not come up with this idea myself. I saw it from a YouTuber named Vrillium, and here's what he had to say.
The biggest issue we're seeing today with the left is something that I call cartoon leftism. Basically, most modern leftists define their politics off of cartoons and movies. If you go on Twitter right now, you can see they mostly speak in memes of cartoon characters like G.I. Robot. None of these people know anything about the ideologies that they supposedly stand against, yet they know how a cartoon robot or a cartoon dog feels about them.
But then he got fully doxxed, where he was openly a homosexual, leftist communist. Quick disclaimer, any information disclosed about Will Sexton in this video has already been publicly stated by himself. I'm not the one here who's selling his phone number for $20 a month.
But if you give me 20 bucks a month, if you join the fucking Hamiltonian Chad level, I give you my phone number and you can just like call me.
Or giving explicit instructions on how to meet him randomly in real life.
No shot. I buy all my clothes at specifically the Walmart. I fucking buy all my clothes from that Walmart. That's real. It's next to a. If anybody wants to do a little Vrillium meetup, I'm usually there. You can come meet me. It's
Look at that. He's giving out his phone number for $20 and trying to meet outside of a Walmart.
And once they discovered his past, which was riddled with him being a cross-dressing homosexual communist, they instantly cut him off. They did not want somebody like that on their side or associated with them, which is perfectly understandable. So as of now, Vrillium does not openly call himself a Groyper, and neither do the Groypers claim him as their own. But none of that has stopped Vrillium from being a really big fan and supporter of Nick.
I've constantly been put next to him because there is an audience overlap, of course. I've been put next to him, or I'm not even next to him, I'd say under him. I've been put as a Groyper general several times, despite my constant tweeting that I am not a Groyper general, that while I like the Groypers, I like Nick, I support what he's doing, I agree with him on several things, I am not ideologically a Groyper.
You kind of glommed onto Groyperism, but you don't want to be called a Groyper and you don't want any of the downsides of being a Groyper. So you continue to just share lukewarm, light takes of Nick's that you've stolen from him and water them down for a YouTube audience. Even though we have said multiple times we don't want you associating with us. Vrillium, they literally use you to make Nick look bad.
He's even donated to him on his live streams.
Well done, very
Vrillium
good.
sent $50, 100K on YouTube. Doyle seething. Welcome back, man.
Really? You got 100K on YouTube? Congratulations, well done. Congrats, Vrillium. John Doyle is currently being mogged by Vrillium. That's actually crazy. So W, the GOAT, The GOAT, Vrillium.
Ninja.
This is extremely fascinating because there seems to be a really big disconnect between Nick and what the Groypers think of Vrillium. The Groypers know who Vrillium is, and they hate him. They want nothing to do with him. But at the same time, you have Nick openly endorsing him. Why? I doubt he knows a fraction of the things I'm going to cover about him in this video. So as a result, he endorsed him on stream. I think Nick endorsed him because he posts videos talking about the Brazilian influence on American politics. But that's about it. I mean, in this clip, you can see that he didn't even know that he got to 100,000 subscribers.
100K on YouTube. Doyle Seething. Welcome back, man.
Really? You got 100K on YouTube? Congratulations. Well done.
And that doesn't stop Vrillium from intentionally playing into this, because he knows he stands to benefit a lot from this.
While I love Nick Fuentes, I'm a fan of his, I'm an admirer of his, I support him. He's an inspiration, he's someone that I look up to, he's someone that I've spoken to, and I have nothing but praise for him.
Oh, the need for legitimacy. Nick Fuentes is someone that Vrillium has spoken to. Let me show you the one time Vrilliam spoke to Nick Fuentes, and you know this is what he's thinking, where technically, legalistically, it's true that he technically spoke to Nick Fuentes.
Kevin Smith just slapped me across TikTok.
Will, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. What's going on?
And that was Vrillium talking to Nick Fuentes. The man really is living in an insular reality.
All of this creates, from what I can see, a very weird situation, where in many ways, you can think of Vrillium as the black sheep of the Groypers. At least that's how I see it, because he's in this really weird position.
I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing, dude. You know, I'm not trying to be a dick or kick you while you're down. You're going through a lot. I feel bad for you, sort of. I just feel like, too, and this may be just a message to everybody out there that wants to be like a potential content creator on the internet. It's like, if you got stuff like that out there, man, you just, it's not for you. You know, it's maybe stick with the normal job. It's over. You know, you got pictures of your ass out on the internet at any point in history. It's like that avenue should just be closed off to you, you know?
The fact is this, regardless of what people on the right may actually think of me, the fact that I have expressed sentiments publicly that are right-wing has innately made me like unemployable now. I guess I'm gonna become a content creator now, which again, I'm gonna continue to do. I'm gonna continue to make videos and shit.
Well, don't think that you can probably get a job, dude. You'll be fine. Worst comes to worst, you can go get your name legally changed or whatever, you know?
I'm not, that's just like, that's full on defeat. Yeah.
Yeah, well then live in a fucking cardboard box, dude. I don't know. I'm trying to help here.
However, we are now moving into one of the more disgusting parts of the video to demonstrate how much of a compulsive liar Vrillium is. This is one of the many pictures that raised a couple of questions about Mr. Vrillium. Is he gay? Was he like trans? What is he exactly? Everyone at the time had these questions, to which Vrillium had an answer for them.
You assholes want an explanation video? Fine. Let's do an explanation video. From 2017 to 2021, I was on hands. I was just a very lost and confused young man. I had lived my life up until that point, raised in a very irreligious, secular home. I had been kind of just bouncing around life without much direction. I was a degenerate. I was a deviant. How I ended up there is, again, like none of your business, but point is, I was in a bad spot. Now, I will say, for what it's worth, I am not gay. I'm also not a cross-dresser. The now infamous photo, I'll put it up here for your viewing pleasure. That's from a photo shoot that I did with the band that I was in when I was 18. As for the less than savory tweets, what can I say? I was a doubt degenerate. I was in college. I mean, I don't consider myself gay in any way.
Dude, you don't consider yourself gay is one of the worst offenses of a gay accusation I may have ever heard.
I would queer bait on social media so I could leftist women.
Come on, guys. He put on the dress to attract even more women to him.
Let me ask you a hypothetical question. Let's just say you met one of the most beautiful women in the world, one just as hot as my sister. Would it count as gay to wear a dress in order to go on a date with her? It could be argued that in some instances, refusing to put on the dress makes you a certified gay.
No, I've never had sexual relations with a man. I've never.
What do you mean that men have done things to you? Like, what does that mean?
Listen, listen.
What?
Did you just pull the Band-Aid off?
Did you let a guy give you like?
You gotta give up something, or else nobody will believe you.
Okay.
You know?
If I'm being honest, if I'm being fully honest, that's basically.
You let a guy give you
in college? Yes.
No
yes.
way, you're the bottom.
Vrillium, not a single man alive believes you are straight, so I'm going to offer you a deal you can't refuse.
You have two choices. Admit to being a bisexual man right now, which is 50% less gay sounding. If you do this, some people might just believe you. Or you can take the second option and forever be known as a closeted homosexual man. You have two options, one decision. Make your choice.
Jokes aside, I think that Vrillium is just an extremely feminine, neurotic, bisexual man. We know this because there are leaked DMs of him hitting on women like Empath Chen. I quote,
"You're definitely out of my league, but I'm funny and smarter than everybody. Tall, white, what else do you need? I'm attracted to you in ways that are concerning to my misogyny."
I need you to understand something about our boy, Mr. Sexton. He is incredibly obsessed with himself. PineSap one time tweeted, "Your entire world and identity is built around money and how others feel about your content." Vrillium says, "I've never branded myself as a Christian content creator, ever." None of this is branding, by the way. It all just happened to fall into the background of your podcast studio at that angle.
Gotta be careful. Look at this thing. I mean, this is like a real, this is
really shoving it in the camera. Look at it. Just look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Everyone look at it. Look at it. And there's a bunch of trolls in this chat. There's haters in this chat. There's anyone in this chat. Anyone. Just look at it. As you're gonna learn, he really loves the attention.
really, really nice icon. It was a gift for me from my church. The church I was baptized at gifted it to me. So this is very, very important to me. This is a very, very important icon. Very, very important to me.
He kisses it on stream. This struck me as like an overcompensation. I had to consult with some ortho bros in private to be like, this is like exploitative. This feels wrong. Based on what I know from the ortho bros, this felt very weird, very strange.
So the last will be
sound effects, getting money as he's holding it. Interesting. Start to pick up on the cadence and the Valley Girl speech patterns. He sounds like he's from LA.
And I've thought about doing videos on the lives of saints. I've thought about it. This is a very, very, very nice thing I own. So
right.
Or I have. You can't really
sure.
own it, but that is
has to show it. Look at him.
That's St. John Chrysostom.
Yep.
Definitely look into him.
A little more money.
You're
own
a
it.
very special boy.
Why are you saying it like that? That's weird.
Okay.
I've never branded myself as a Christian content creator, ever. This is why it technically doesn't even matter what you call yourself. It doesn't matter if you technically or legally didn't say you were something. Vrillium, you leave that impression with everybody who watches your content. It is part of your branding. That's like me saying, technically speaking, I don't have a knight branding because I never called myself a knight. I just wear the helmet. You can't believe a single thing Vrillium says or what he calls himself. All he cares about is bringing attention to himself whenever he can. Even when it comes to his past, when he was part of the ACP, which stands for the American Communist Party.
Prior to my baptism, prior to a lot of things, I was very liberal. I was a leftist even. And for many years, I was like a leftist. But there was this intermediate period in my life, I want to say from 2023 to 24, wherein I was still a leftist in the sense of politically, but I was a MAGA communist. I was part of Hazelbean's thing. I knew him well.
He was a MAGA communist the entire time he was preparing to be baptized by the Orthodox Church. I've never heard of that in my entire life.
Mind you, this was way before the ACP and Hinkle blowing up and all this stuff. I was in a Discord with these guys, on the way back.
It wasn't way before. The ACP formed in 2024. It wasn't way before. This is what he keeps doing. He makes things seem so long ago when they had to be recent. Everything he's talking about is his life after 2023, essentially. None of it was more than 3 years ago.
I was a part of like the foundational shit with it. Like I was there when this shit was being planned. If you ask any of those people about a man named Thomas Brooke, that's me. That's me. I was Thomas Brooke, and that I was like a foundational member in that shit. Swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God. And it's so funny when like I come across their shit online because I'm like, dude, like I was there for that. No, it was cringe. This is not me endorsing them. Let me be clear. I left for a reason. It's a stupid belief. Like I'm just noting that I was there like many, many years ago.
Many, many years ago. It was 2024. Like many, many years ago, you were showing your ass on the internet. Why? He should have never have started streaming. This is what really did him, and he couldn't turn down the attention.
Mind you, if you bring this up to him, how he was a foundational member of what was to become the American Communist Party, and you frame that as a bad thing, what does he say?
Yes, at the beginning of my catechism, I was associated with the ACP, something I've spoken about several times. Now you're saying you were associated with the ACP. Now, as I covered in the last stream, he was foundational to the founding of it, okay?
How much of an impact he has on someone or something is entirely dependent on how good or bad it makes him look. That is how manipulative he is. He constantly backpedals everything. Here's the thing, I don't want to hold his past against him, but Vrillium is currently a self-obsessed, narcissistic liar as of today, despite being a baptized Orthodox Christian. He claims he was a degenerate, and then he went to church, and that changed him. But that wasn't the only thing that quote-unquote changed him.
And yes, for those who did some advanced digging, it was on the way in this journey that I met a woman who I love very, very much. Palestinian Orthodox girl.
So he says he loves a Palestinian Orthodox girl. So what it seems like, what makes the most sense to me, now this is from 2021, he said, Farah and I have decided that since she wants a traditional Palestinian wedding, but doesn't have much contact with her family, that we're gonna just open up the wedding for any Palestinian or just Arab person to come and hang out or whatever. Either it's the same Palestinian that he has an affinity for, or he managed to meet a second one that's Orthodox. It seems like his critical behavior comes from being in love with a Palestinian woman first, before anything else. To me, that makes the most sense. That makes way more sense than being an ortho-communist sympathizer. We're trying to figure out what's going on here.
So apparently, he got red-pilled about the Brazilians by a Palestinian Orthodox woman. That explains a lot.
I know Andrew Wilson by virtue of my father, actually. And I was actually supposed to collab with him forever ago, but he's like super busy. Nice guy. I don't agree with him on everything. I don't really agree with his takes on women.
Doesn't agree with his takes on women. Does he know that the Orthodox Church is patriarchal, right?
That's not to say that I'm like on the opposite end of what he believes about women, but like I think it's a little much sometimes where I'm like, okay, guys, like let's calm down a little bit. Like, what are we doing, dude? Like, you're married.
What is his opinion? What does it mean? Exactly. You never know what he actually thinks or what he actually believes in.
If you repent and change as a person, you should see some real change in that person's behavior or character, or at least you would see basic humility with them. We don't see that with Vrillium. He is still an incredibly narcissistic, prideful, money and views obsessed liar. So my theory is, him dating the Palestinian woman is what really changed him when it comes to his views about the Brazilians in America, and much less the fact that he quote-unquote became a Christian. It all feels incredibly performative. Tell me in the comments if you're an Orthodox Christian and you find this behavior normal.
So this is like in the middle of my house, right? At nighttime. That's my cat.
And his cat's name is...
This is St. John the Baptist. That's his full name. Whoop.
Fellas, I think we might be overcompensating with the ortho thing a little hard, okay?
He was even trying to rizz up Empath Chan after being baptized. She sells NSFW pictures of herself online, and she was even with Destiny. Gee, I wonder why he looks so happy as they're standing together alone in that apartment. I wonder what he's looking forward to. You know, it's kind of sad if you think about it. Vrillium literally got mobbed by Destiny. When Vrillium hits her up, HR, I'm gonna leak his messages onto Twitter. Whereas when Destiny calls...
I know that Ben Shapiro was terrified of me having a rise to bigger stardom because, again, he has been watching me since the very start. I have no way to definitively prove this. I wish I did, but you just have to take my word for it.
Don't you get it, Chuds? The Brazilians have their eyes on him. They're watching him like a hawk. This Vrillium guy's getting too big. We gotta deal with him before he becomes too powerful. I know what I can do. Find me pictures of this man wearing lipstick and a dress. Now!
The only reason this is happening is because I got some motion on a tweet going at JD Vance.
Buddy, you can even see a cross in some of these photos. No. And don't get me started on how many people he apparently knows that he's going to be collaborating with.
Tyler Liviera is a friend of mine. Why are you saying it like he's a friend of mine?
He also said, and I covered this on a previous stream, he said that Andrew Wilson is a family friend.
I'm gonna, like, the next time he comes to this area, I'm gonna be in one of his videos.
Well, we're gonna hold him to that.
Like, Tyler's a friend of mine, like one of, like, a contemporary of mine.
He's a contemporary of his. Wow. How long do you think Vrillium is gonna stand by that statement? That Tyler Liviera is a contemporary of his, you know, a peer, like an equal. How long will he maintain that opinion for?
I wouldn't call him a contemporary because he's a lot bigger than me.
Less than a second. Fucking very next breath, he walks it back.
A lot bigger than me.
Do I believe him? Hell no. He frames all of his quote-unquote connections as much closer than they actually are.
While I love Nick Fuentes, I'm a fan of his, I'm an admirer of his, I support him. He's an inspiration, he's someone that I look up to, he's someone that I've spoken to, and I have nothing but praise for him.
Kevin Smith just slapped me across TikTok.
Will, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. What's going on?
That was literally it, and now he's trying to use that to gain more followers. He does that to everybody, even Andrew Wilson. He always is talking about meeting up with these big people, how he's gonna collaborate with them. He says this, but who does he actually end up working with? He works in casual American TV as a quote-unquote creative director, where he brought in many people like Kai Schwimmer.
Kai Schwimmer, everyone knows Kai Clips, folks, the star, absolute darling of 2020 political TikTok. Folks, Kai is back. He's better than ever. His hair is shorter. He's more muscular.
He sounds like a woman who's talking about a guy that she has a crush on.
He's a handsome, like that. He's an American boy. Like he's from like Utah. He's like super American, handsome, well-spoken, well put together. You couldn't put me in this debate. I look like a schizo. I look like a degenerate.
Run, Kai, run! He wants to get sloppy with your willy!
He also has other people like Angelic Grass.
So you are Orthodox, I gathered that. What brought you there specifically?
I always knew that if I was going to become Christian, I would become Catholic, but there's some issues that I have with Catholicism. I have full respect for it. Like, I love what they've done. Like, I have no criticism.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. I wonder what type of content she has as an Orthodox Christian.
Hi there, doll. So you're looking to become a bunny? So, if you'd like, we can just measure you for your bunny outfit and see if you qualify.
Guys, she posted that just a few days ago. And she even did it while she has a cross.
Oh my god!
Here's the thing, I'm not trying to purity test people here. If you want to post something that's degenerate and you're a right-wiener, the standards I'm going to hold you to are much lower than a person who claims to be an Orthodox Christian and wears a cross while she does this degenerate content. He really does pick out the interesting types of Christians, just like Elisha Schaefer did, who, mind you, Vrillium worked with. Yeah, another interesting thing, Vrillium one time attended an event called America First United, and despite what you might gather from the name, no, it wasn't organized by or with Nick. It was done by a self-proclaimed Groyper. and it was a disaster. It was so bad they even had a communist attend the event, who sold t-shirts that said quote-unquote Doc's Ice. Now, who exactly invited the communist? It was Vrillium, of course. Obviously, it was the communist that invited the other communist.
Yes, I never denied that I invited Contessa, the Doc's Ice Girl. I literally never denied that. I never was asked it, but I never denied it either.
You can imagine Vrillium being caught red-handed stealing something, and you accuse him of stealing it, and he goes, I never said I didn't steal it. Useless weasel thing to say.
The reason I invited that chick to that event was because, let's make it clear, I was told from the very beginning that this was supposed to be a bipartisan event with both left-wing people and right-wing people.
So far, I've covered Vrillium's past, I've covered the people he chooses to work with, and I've covered his narcissistic behavior in general. But what does Vrillium actually believe in? Believe it or not, it was pretty difficult to figure out because he doesn't exactly make it very clear.
I used to be part of like the leftist camp, and I used to orient my sort of like ideological mind towards leftism, which still informs much of my politics today. I don't really consider myself right-wing in a conventional sense. I wasn't raised conservative, and many of my economic ideas are still very left-wing. Why did I leave leftism? Well, I left leftism because leftism is race communism. That's why I left it, because I'm not adverse to the idea, okay? And I'm still not, of like a strong government program. And mind you, when I was like a liberal or when I was a leftist, I wasn't like a Hillary Clinton voter leftist. I was like a communist. I was like a socialist, you know?
He seems to think Hassan Piker is to the right of socialism.
The left, right? The actual like left, when you think of like the Hassan Piker left, or even like more left, like actual socialism, okay?
To the left of Hassan Piker, like actual socialism, okay? How on God's green earth were you baptized in the Orthodox Church, yet you don't have the discernment to see that Hassan Piker is a communist? On his old account, he used to retweet Hassan Piker. He knows who Hassan Piker is.
We also have another message by him. I became a dissident right-wing creator, and now all the hate I receive is solely from white dissidents. And all of my support comes from brown people. Someone asked him, "Who said you're dissident right?" He responded with, "Not me. I never claimed to be." But you idiots decided that I was, so alright, I guess I'm here. Wow. He's like trans dissonant right, so that you just call him dissonant right and he becomes it. What about his livestream though, titled I'm Leaving MAGA? That gives the impression that he was like conservative or a Trump supporter, right?
What is you might see here on the live, if you look at the name, it says what is the official name? It was like, what is it? Hold on, I can check here. I'm Leaving MAGA. That's the name of the live. Okay, I'm Leaving MAGA. Okay. First off, I never was in MAGA. Let me say that's fucking clickbait.
At that point, it's not clickbait. You're just a compulsive liar.
I never was in MAGA. I never voted. Actually, fun fact about me, I'm gonna give you guys a little dirt on Vrillium here. I never voted for Donald Trump.
Okay. What about the live stream saying I'm not right wing?
You might be seeing the title. It says like something like I'm not right wing. What's going on there? What's going on there? I'm not right wing. What the hell am I talking about?
Yeah, he does the soundboard all of the time and he thinks he's hilarious.
Well, the reason I say that, it's mostly it's just clickbait. Like it's just clickbait. Come on. Like that's number one. I've been clickbaiting this shit for years. Let's just be honest. Number two, I'm just sick, man. I'm just so sick of the right way on the internet, man. Like I'm just so sick of it. It's not that the Groypers went after Vrillium. It's that like,
oh yeah, he talks in the third person too.
It's just a bunch of very unnecessary shit.
Okay, I get it now. So you weren't actually right-wing or MAGA, ever. And you apparently aren't dissonant right after you said you were. Okay, it all makes sense. You're just a liar. You lie as long as it means you can gain money from it. People who are left-wing watching this video, tell me, is this what it feels like when somebody makes a video titled, I'm leaving the left, and they were never actually left-wing to begin with? Because I kind of feel that frustration now.
Dude, no, I'm not that. I don't even necessarily consider myself a Groyper. I'm not, Catholic. If I were to ever get disavowed. That'd be bad with Gen Z. But I consider myself a big fan. I do. I like him a lot. I've always been a supporter ever since I kind of became very conservative. I've always been a big supporter of his.
Gotcha. So according to him, he was a very conservative left-wing communist sympathizer who was never conservative, never voted for Trump, never right-wing, grew up left-wing his entire life, and still holds that same outlook of the world. Now, you might be left a little confused. Like, what does he actually believe? Well, if you're one of those people, you might just be stupid according to Vrillium. I quote, "I've come to the conclusion that my persona just deeply confuses the low IQ. Anyone above a certain IQ threshold gets me entirely and doesn't need constant explainers about me, my views, or my life. It's only the people within 85 to 90 range that don't understand." Which really means nothing at the end of the day. He's been all over the political spectrum. Now, he might be just as confused about his political beliefs as he is his own sexuality, but he knows exactly what type of audience he wants to cultivate.
I desire to have the audience of someone like a Tucker Carlson. So YouTube designates audiences. So right now, Samhyde, me, and Tucker Carlson, on the back end, we share the same audience largely. Like, my audience right now is a slither of Samhyde's audience, a pretty sizable chunk of Tucker Carlson's audience, some of Candice Owens, and then organic, whatever, like people who weren't in that niche, who then came in through me.
What does Vrillium call himself, though? Well, it's really simple according to him. He's not left-wing, nor is he right-wing.
I'm a radical centrist, if you will. I'm a radical centrist. What are you if not right-wing? I'm Vrillium, dude. I'm Vrillium.
What does that mean? Well, it really has nothing to do with the centrism you're thinking of. When people say centrist, they might think of somebody who's somewhat conservative, but also more liberal. Maybe a mix of both. But when he says radical centrist, it refers to something entirely different, because it's a callback to when he was a communist. Because when it comes to these MAGA communists, or the ACP, he had a fundamental disagreement with them. That disagreement was about the Brazilians, which is what his entire channel is centered around.
I believe in strongman politics. I can respect those things. But the issue with the ACP is that they never got to the problem. They never addressed race. They never addressed ethnic, religious, whatever ties. They never talked about it. They never got to the core of it. Because everything falls apart over the Brazil question. Everything.
He's essentially a communist who's upset that his comrades aren't red-pilled about the Brazilians. That's literally it. He's like a pick-me girl that says, "I'm not like the other communists. You just don't get it, Chud."
Gay race communism? If gay race communism gives me the ability to buy a house and doesn't send me to fucking Iran, I'm Leon Trotsky, okay?
If gay race communism gives him a house, cool. Isn't he so principled? Wouldn't you expect to hear that from an Orthodox Christian, right? He's still a consequentialist.
Give me Zoran. If it means that I can own a fucking home.
You can already afford a house. Your dad's rich. What are you talking about?
And I'm not going to be sent to Iran by you and your
Brazilian
buddies. Bring me Zoran. Bring me Ilhan Omar.
Hey man, if a gay race communism gives me a house, then what do I care? That is communist rhetoric. That is communist sympathizing rhetoric. How are you a patriot?
Because he's a real communist. It all makes sense. Why do you think he invited a literal race communist to America First United? Because he gets along with them. He has so much in common with them. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, everything about this guy screams communist.
What are we doing? Like, get on the GameCube. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, pack at the phone. What are we talking about, bro? Like, what are we doing? But just speaking objectively here, as someone who also makes content, what are we doing? What are we doing? Comedic pacing. Like, what are we doing, guys? Bro, like, what are we doing? Like, I'm no model. Dude, like, what are we doing? Public perceptions of. Like, what are we doing?
This is all from one video. This is from one 26-minute video.
And put into your company, and you can't do this? Or like, what are you doing? It's too easy to run circles around you people. What are we doing? This is the master of media. Like, what are we doing, bro? Terrible. Disgusting.
What are we doing? What are we doing here? What the are we doing here? So it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? What the hell? What are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing right now, dude? What are we doing right now?
He calls himself a radical centrist autocrat. What that means is he's taking communist ideas from the far left, along with dissonant right-wing ideas about the Brazilians, and then he puts them both together. That is what the radical centrism is referring to, along with the little cherry on top being the autocracy. That's so his communist dictator he fantasizes about has absolute power to do whatever they want.
I personally will be placing a sizable amount of my own money into the Democrat Party in the form of like social ad campaigns. When the midterms come, I will be full on publicly endorsing and publicly campaigning for them. I don't know who they are. I don't even think it's been announced. I don't fucking care. Don't let anyone else tell you there's another explanation for me doing it. It is only because of these two simple words. You.
Now, this is where things get interesting, because Vrillium and the Groypers overlap a little bit in this area, but not for the same reasons. The Groypers believe, from what I know, that you should essentially boycott the Republicans if you're right-wing, because the Republicans and the Democrats are heading in the same direction. The only difference is one is a slow decline. If you boycott the Republicans, they believe it will force them to change in order to get back their votes. I don't think that will work, but that's neither here nor there. Vrillium uses a lot of the same rhetoric as the Groypers do, because he copies a lot of what Nick says. But the difference is, he simply wants to get the Democrats elected, because he aligns with them. He wants the state to take more power to redistribute the wealth. If you're right-wing at all, Vrillium is not your guy. He's just a communist that's trying to infiltrate the dissonant right. I showed you that he admitted to it. This is textbook definition of subversion.
When I went to go and expose friendly drag shows, and I had armed leftists following me back to my car where they would have tried to maybe get my plates, find out where I live, otherwise just harass me, some kind of consequence, right? It happens at different scales to patriots.
Shut the up, Jonathan. Just shut the up, dude. You, dog. Like, you. You want to talk about this? Let's talk about this. The left, that's the great threat in America, is the gay race communists. That's the huge threat.
Yeah, they're in our schools, in our government, and HR, I would say overwhelmingly. That affects me in my day-to-day life a lot, is the gay race communist, I would definitely say. But once again, here we have Vrillium sweeping for the commies.
Where are the leftists trying to send me to Persia to get shot in the desert? Where?
Vrillium is simply a leftist propagandist. Vrillium is trying to infiltrate the right in any way he can as a communist. And then he's trying to convince you that these communists who hate you and oppose literally everything you stand for, they're not the real threat here. No, that's just an overblown issue. In fact, he's trying to get us to work with these communists. But Vrillium, there's one small question I have for you. Who exactly is funding these communists? When these people go on these quote-unquote protests, who exactly is funding these NGOs that are bailing them out when they break the law? Who exactly is supporting these groups that you're telling us that we should align with? We both know the answer here, and that's why working with these people will never happen.
These people want you broke, dead, and brainwashed, and they think it's funny. That's true. Do you think that people like that can be debated into what exactly? Are we going to shake their hand and embrace them and say we can all come together? That kind of hatred, you actually can't talk them out of that.
You cannot work with communists. None of the people you're trying to build an audience from, whether that be Tucker Carlson, Candice Owens, Samhyde, Andrew Wilson, or Nick himself, will agree with you on this, and rightfully so, because it's not possible. That's the end of this video, but before you go, if you want to learn more about Vrillium, Rhetorically Defective has a whole playlist of videos filled with information I wasn't even able to touch on in here. So if you want to learn more about him, go into a deeper dive about these things, Rhetorically Defective has a whole playlist set up right for you, with tons of hours of content. And if you enjoyed this video, go give him a subscribe. He's a very good friend of the channel. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much to everybody who continues to support me on Patreon. You help to make these videos possible. It goes a very long way. And that's all. And as always, I hope you have a good one.